What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today I wanted to look at any changes that were made between the first weekend and the second weekend of the beta so far. Sledgehammer outlined a lot of changes that they plan on making based on the beta feedback, but a lot of that feedback hasn't been implemented into the game yet. Some of it will be waiting till the final build of the game, some of it perhaps we'll see at some point throughout the second weekend of the beta, but we have seen a few changes as well as some additions to the game. So first up, let's look at the changes. One of the first things that I want to bring up here, because I talk about this a lot on my channel, the sprint out times have not been adjusted. In Michael Conjur's response to the first weekend of the beta, they did mention that they will be working on sprint out to ADS times, and I have tested this frame by frame. It has not changed at all with this build of the beta. Hopefully this change will be made soon. I would like to see it before the end of the beta so we can see how it feels, but we might not see this one until launch. As for the stuff that did actually change, domination kills are now worth 100 points instead of 50 points for score towards your score streaks, and we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. I feel like we might see a few too many streaks in that. I think 75 would have been a better start, but we'll see how the 100-point domination plays. Also, with Team Deathmatch, instead of ending at 75 kills, it will now end at 100 kills. So far, that seems pretty good. I've played several hours with this. I don't think I had any that went right to the time limit, but I think almost all of my games went for longer than 9 minutes. So quite long for TDM games, but also at the same time, those 30, 40 plus games, they're going to be a lot more common than they were before they made this change. For the Molotov score streak, this has now been reduced to 1 Molotov instead of 2 when you earn it. It's a very low streak. It's only worth 300 score to get. And yeah, now you only get 1 of them. It seems to be just as powerful as it was before, but you only get 1 instead of 2. For shotguns, when you're using the Expeditionary Division, you get the incendiary shells. These shells are now not loaded automatically, at least on the double barrel. On the Winchester 1897, I was still having the incendiary shells loaded by default when I was using Expeditionary. Maybe that was a bug, or maybe that's just the way it's supposed to be for everybody, but I still found myself having to unload those incendiary shells so I could use the normal shotgun shells that tend to be a lot more consistent at killing instantly. As for the paratroopers, they said they would be making some adjustments. So far, haven't noticed anything yet. The score is still the same to earn the paratroopers, and I've seen a couple paratroopers called in so far, and it's kind of hard to tell, obviously, because you can't do some detailed testing on the AI or anything like that, but they didn't seem to be racking up a ton of kills or anything, so I don't know if they even touched paratroopers at this point. And so far, those are the only really noticeable changes that they've made to the actual gameplay. But they've also increased the level cap, and with this increase in level cap, we see a few new items in our division system. For weapons, first off, we get the M1 Carbine. This one is a 15-round magazine. It's kind of similar to the M1 in that it's a semi-auto, and it does have a 2-shot kill potential, but it seems to have a slightly higher fire rate. It definitely has a lot less recoil, and the trade-off for that is it seems like its 2-shot kill range is significantly shorter than the M1. A lot of the times at those mid to somewhat longer ranges, it's going to be a 3-shot kill. So far though, I've used it a little bit, and I actually prefer it to the M1 Garand. In addition to this, we've got the M1903 Springfield. This is a sniper rifle. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I'll be sure to keep you guys posted on it, but just know that it has been added now, and you can give that a go alongside your Commonwealth. For grenades, we have a gas grenade, which is unlocked at level 30, which is the current level cap. Haven't had a chance to try that one out yet, but it has been added into the game. And for basic training skills, we have Ordnance, and with Ordnance, this is kind of like Hardline, where it requires less score to earn your score streaks, and in addition to this, you get to re-roll your care packages if you don't like what you get out of your care package. As for score streaks, they've added the Mortar Strike, which costs 750 score to earn, and with this one, it's kind of like a Lightning Strike from Black Ops 2, where you select 3 areas on the map, and it will just drop a bomb on each one of those areas. So far, I found this to be quite underwhelming. Maybe I was just having bad timing with it and bad luck with it, but I've only gotten 1 kill out of 3 mortar strikes so far. And that's everything so far that we've seen that's actually been added as far as class items that you can use, keeping in mind that the level cap will eventually be going up to level 40 according to Sledgehammer throughout this weekend, so I expect that to jump up maybe 5 levels a day or something like that for the next couple days. We'll see how they end up doing that though. One other change that I noticed they made is you can now customize the look of your character a little bit. You don't have like camos and everything like that, but you can switch to different looking factions or uniforms within each division type. This is relatively minor, but at least it adds a little bit more personality to your classes. Now, one more thing that I wanted to mention here that I feel has been improved pretty significantly is the amount of time it takes to load back into the lobby after a game. I have still had 1 or 2 instances where it took forever and I didn't even get a chance to get into the pregame lobby before the next game loaded up, but on average, I've been noticing this has been loading significantly faster. And I'm really happy about that. I hope they fix it so those rare cases where it doesn't load fast, I hope those ones get eliminated as well, and we always have this fast loading time, but there's definitely been an improvement in this area. One more thing, I can't believe I almost forgot to mention, they have a brand new map added into the beta. This is Aachen, and this one so far, I don't know how I feel about it. It is quite cluttered, it is quite complex, there's a lot of places to always be looking out for enemies, but I'm starting to get a feel for it, and I would say it's starting to grow on me. Also with the maps, I've noticed that Ardennes Forest hasn't come up at all. I think it's temporarily been removed from the beta. I don't know if maybe there was an issue with it and they're working on it or something, but as it is right now, Ardennes Forest seems to be gone. So that's about it. That's everything I can think of that has changed or been added in the second weekend of the beta here. I'd like to know in the comment section below, what do you guys think of these changes? Do you think it was a step in the right direction? Do you think it wasn't enough? Personally, I was hoping to see a few more changes made from last weekend. I realize some changes aren't just a quick fix that they can do instantly, but things like sprint out times, that's something you can change pretty much on the fly. So I'm a little surprised that we didn't see a reduction in our sprint out times, but as long as it happens by the time the game launches, I'm gonna be happy. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.